Hey guys, welcome to a Screenshots Casual Talk. Today I'm going to talk about Star Wars Episode 7, the cast, the expanding universe, and more. We are finally getting what we kind of wanted for years and years and years now, a sequel to the original Star Wars. There's always been hints on having a sequel trilogy. If George Lucas was going to do it in the 90s, we weren't sure, and then came a prequel trilogy, which was kind of odd at the time, and then we all know what happened with the prequels. They didn't. Well, anyway, now that we know who is directing and the cast, and we know that they're not going to use the expanded universe, it's a good opportunity to talk about it. So, without further ado, these are my opinions. First, on the director J.J. Abrams and the screenwriter Lawrence Kasdan at the helm of Star Wars Episode 7. I love the fact that J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan are at the helm. And the reason for that is because I really like what J.J. Abrams has done in the past couple of years. For me, my favorite Mission Impossible film is a J.J. Abrams version. I really like the Star Trek reboot and Star Trek Into Darkness, except for those 5 minutes at the end. I really hated those 5 minutes, but besides that, I really liked them, really well made. And I really liked Super 8, despite the ending being, not at the level of the first 2/3 of the film. But anyway, I think he's a great choice. I think he's a great director in terms of commercial filmmaking, of action-packed medium film. When you watch Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness, even though you have a lot of Star Trek references, and I'm not a Trekkie fan, but you can kind of guess with the Wrath of Khan references, and it's a movie that I really wanted to see before watching Star Trek Into Darkness, so I could really kind of see what everybody was talking about. So the thing that I noticed most was the fact that it was more of a Star Wars film than a Star Trek film, and I think that's what kind of bothered many Trekkie fans, and I get that you would be mad about it, but I really like the fact that I was able to see a Star Wars film done right. Because when you watch the original trilogy and it's so good, and then you watch the prequel trilogy and it's so bad, like, oh, there's no way to make it good again. And then when I watch Star Trek, it's like, oh, this is how the prequel should have been done, in a way. Maybe less CGI and more models and more sets and more of that stuff to make it even feel more like Star Wars. But the essence of Star Wars I could feel in the Star Trek reboot, which was kind of odd. And I always said J.J. Abrams should make a Star Wars film if a new one ever gets to be made. And then you finally announced that J.J. Abrams is going to make Star Wars Episode 7. I was really, really, really excited by it. And the other reason why I was excited about it was because Lawrence Kasdan, the man who wrote Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi alongside with George Lucas, is also the screenwriter, and not Alex Kurtzman and Robert Orci, the guys who wrote Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness and the Transformer films and the Fringe series and all of that thing. They have this problem where they want to give so many information in it, and they forget that people need to breathe a little bit, to really feel the characters connect, and they just want to throw these little twists and big twists and these kind of nonsensical things happening, and make Kirk in Star Trek be like this dickish asshole guy and be a likable guy at the same time, which is kind of annoying. You get that Sheila LaBeouf is kind of like that in Transformers series, though a bit more nerdy. I feel like they're writing cliche characters and putting them on screen. That's what I feel like Alex Kurtzman and Robert Orci do, because they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they have to do to make a story and to put the information there. But you feel like you've seen it so many times, and it's been done so many times that you're just, rehashing the same thing, recycling the same thing, and it gets boring. And the fact that Lawrence Kasdan is the screenwriter and not them, thank God. Thank God that Lawrence Kasdan is writing this with J.J. Abrams. Huge thumbs up to this choice. I definitely agree, especially because he knows the characters that you wrote in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So, I'm looking forward to it. Regarding the cast, I really like it too. You got the original cast and the new cast that many of the actors I do not know of, except for Oscar Isaac and the ginger guy from, the Rachel McAdams film. But besides that, I'm looking forward to it. You got Adam Driver. I think he's kind of well known, but I don't know him that well, so I've never seen anything with him. You got Daisy Ridley, kind of this young actress I've never heard of, so that's cool. You got so many other characters, that I really want to meet. It's cool to see all of these different actors and see what Star Wars has in store now, I'm thinking possibly like they're going to pass the torch with the original cast to the new cast, so that's going to be cool to watch. And you have to have a new cast. You have to have these actors that you don't really know, because that's kind of a part of Star Wars. The original Star Wars trilogy had that, and that was cool. And they're doing the same thing with Episode 7. So thumbs up to that. And to everybody saying that, oh, it needs more PC characters, we need to be PC about everything nowadays, and it's kind of annoying because there's this whole thing going on because it's just one woman actress in the new Star Wars film. Well, guess what? In the original Star Wars, there was also one woman too, Princess Leia, and she is an unforgettable character. She is this woman that has like this kind of sweet and innocent side, but she's also a very badass female character, as you can see in A New Hope and the rest of the films. I get that everybody, because we live in this day and age which is really cool, to have so many communities being accepted and being not accepted but being normal, finally the gay community and the African American community and the Asian community and the Mexican and Latin American community, all of that. It's cool that everybody in this world is being accepted as normal and socially acceptable as normal. That's a really cool thing, but that doesn't mean you have to have it in every movie. You have to have characters that make sense for the story. For me, that's the most important part, regardless of who they are, regardless of what they're portraying. I don't care. All I care is for the story and the movie and the characters to work, and if you have too many characters, it's gonna feel disjointed. It's going to be a bit of a mess. And I like the fact that there are many characters, you have many characters already, but at the same time, it seems like it's just enough to make this new trilogy really work. So thumbs up to that too. And regarding the expanded universe, the fact that they're not going to use it, Star Wars announced it like 3 weeks ago, or should I say Disney, because they're owned by Disney now, or whatever. It's cool that they're not using the expanded universe. And you might think, oh, you've never read any of the comics or the novels and you don't know what you're talking about and blah blah blah, and you're wrong. I'm reading actually Timothy Zahn novels right now and I'm loving them, but the reason I'm loving them is because it's in a book format, and I don't want to see a new Star Wars film where I already know the story. You have it in book format, it's left for my imagination. Thank God for that, I want that. That's the kind of beauty of books and literature. It's just for yourself, and to have a new Star Wars film that isn't this, thank God. I love that. Yes, when you watch the original Star Wars trilogy, people in 1977, they didn't know what they were gonna watch. There was no books, nothing like that. They watched it and they loved it because it was so new and refreshing and all of that. And it's cool that they're keeping the same trend with Episode 7. Huge thumbs up to that too. To everybody who wanted the expanded universe and more characters to be more PC or a different director or screenwriter. Remember, I know it's Star Wars, but it's a film and it's not going to appease everybody. And it shouldn't try to. It should be its own thing, try to be its own thing, where you feel like the people in it, in the project, pour their heart and soul to make it work. And it's never going to be as good as the original trilogy. If I had to choose, I wouldn't choose any films or prequels or sequels regarding to the original trilogy, only the expanded universe, the comics, the novels, the video games. That's fine, but having sequels or prequels to the original Star Wars trilogy is kind of it. You want the same thing, but you're never going to get it because it's never going to be the 1977, the 1980, and the 1983 films. They're never going to be that. Remember that. Remember that it's not going to appease everybody, But I have to say, I am excited. I'm not going to be stuck with this or that or the other. Oh, it had to be this, it had to be that. No, I'm going to let them work and see if it works or not. And please do not appease everybody. Please don't do that. Just do your own thing. I have faith in the people who are working on it. Really good decisions have been made until now, so we'll see how it works. So, these are my opinions. I hope you enjoyed them. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm looking forward to read your comments below. And do comment, please. I want to know what you think of what I said, and I want to know what you think of everything that I talked about, not just what I said, but everything that is happening regarding Star Wars Episode 7 and the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy and everything. So please do comment. I really want to read what you have to say. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget, may the 4th be with you.